longer. And if you think the story really should be longer, and if you think the story really should be longer, no, 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 sing it, sing it, no, no.
Your turn.
Can't speak.
En español.
I can't. I go on live.
She got smile like we're gonna do it again.
She's probably looking. She probably wants you to.
Look at that smile.
Oh, there's two people here. What's up, guys? Oh no, I'm just. There's like no, leave it on, It's fine. I didn't realize I had two people already on my live. It was just like people just kind of like chilling and stuff. The end of me, Kevin. Is there anybody here? You get tired? There's two people here. What's up, guys? No one's like responding though, so I'm not doing anything right now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. USMC. Tony, why long yields with rates so low? I told you, bro. Yields are low. Hope you're still on. Yields are low because of TA, man. That's it. Yields are low because of TA. Look at that. Look at that. Look at my forecast, bro. I mean, I've told you guys yields are gonna drop ever since what? Like back in March? When did I set this up? I mean, I don't even know when I set up this chart, but I told you guys for a while. I'm like, bonds are gonna rise and yields are gonna drop. That's exactly what I told you guys. That's why I'm long bonds. Look at that. Yields are dropping. Bonds are gonna keep going up. I think bonds, TLT. I think TLT is gonna hit. I think TLT is gonna go back to like 170, at least to this block order. There's a block order right here. I'm trying to hide this right now. There's a block order right at 157. Take profit one. If I were to be even taking profit, is 157. We're looking at TLT going back to 157 just because there's a block order right here. Second block order is like 163 around that area. But it's just correlating charts. Very, very simple TA, bro. Don't you think inflation might cause a rate rise earlier than expected? See, that's the thing. I'm not a very good fundamental trader, which means that I don't really look at a lot of news to impact charts. So I might be the last person that you would want to ask about inflation, but but inflation right now, it's looking like there's not. If you look at the inflation chart and if you look at the inflation data, it's really only used cars and like a couple of other things that actually is causing inflation to rise. Like there's not a lot of inflation going on. It's really just used cars and like a couple of other things that are causing these inflation CPIs to be so high. I mean, it's like saying, it's like it's basic math, right? Like you're doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 20, and that 20 is gonna average up the medium, right? So, the mean. It's gonna average up the mean. But again, like it's simple. It's just looking at the data. Like it's not inflation's not even here. The only reason it's high is because used cars and like I think travel is so high. I mean, I'm not gonna go into the data. I'm not gonna show you guys like the fundamentals of it, but you can probably go to like So like you can probably watch like Meet Kevin or something or forgot what is his name. They call him the Bond King on YouTube, and he's like the only person that I watch apart from like myself, honestly. Um, but I told you guys from like a while ago, I'm like, you know what? Yields are gonna drop and TLT is gonna rise. It's just correlating charts, man. It's kind of hard to like speak otherwise on it. It's really just simple TA on my side. But I still think TLT, I still think bonds are gonna run. I still think yields are gonna drop. I just think that's what's gonna happen. It just the TA just shows that, honestly. Tony, does Zillow look good? Man, I haven't seen Zillow in a while. I don't even have anything set up on Zillow. Dun, 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 diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Zillow. No, I'd say, I mean, just at first glance, I'd say Zillow doesn't look all that good. Where are my... There we go. There we go. I gotta make sure my presets are there. So on the monthly, Zillow definitely does not look good right now. I mean, where would it go? I mean, it already hit its order block right here at like 103 and then rebounded off that. So if there's any actually like if there's anything, if there actually is any bounce, it might be from these levels. The monthly still looks bearish though. Monthly looks bearish. The weekly looks. The weekly looks. I wouldn't. I mean, I'd say maybe a retest something like 120-ish, and then probably drops down. I mean, it broke the 50 MA pretty easily. Like, I mean, it's just kind of trailing on it. But I think it might go up, retest, and then come back down for Zillow. I think overall, housing, like anything related to housing right now, is kind of on like a downtrend. Look at RKT, UMC, Redfin. It's all been sort of trailing down. And you have kind of a, I mean, I don't really trade. I'm not even going to go into that because I don't really trade candle patterns anyways. Zillow. I mean, it's kind of been trading on a range. I'd say it goes down. Yeah, look, it's retesting that 50 MA. I mean, I don't really want to do too much support and resistance right now just because, you know. Yeah, I mean, this is just like, again, this isn't like an exact estimate of what support and resistance is, but doing like a quick draw-in, I can definitely see Zillow going even lower. I mean, we just had what? We just had the death cross, like, you know. So I mean, as of right now, I would only be looking for sells on Zillow. I think it might actually come up here, maybe retest 114 at most. I think it might retest like 120 and then probably drop because look, I mean, we're the momentum on the stochastic is on the uprise down from this $100 level, but it looks like it's gonna fall again. Like I would definitely not be surprised if you have Zillow drop something like what was a draw out like from here. That was a big drop. Look at that. Like you had a huge drop from highs to lows of what, 24 points, 20%. Like it's gonna take a. I mean, I think it might happen again from here. So that's how we get. We're at 120, 19 days. You might see a drop again of like 24 points. 67, like round here. So I think Zillow might actually do something like this, where you can actually see it trail up. You might see Zillow do something like this, right? And then just go all, like, not straight down. You might see it go like this, and then go like that, and then go like this, and then maybe drop down here. But I think there's a strong chance that it actually keeps running a little bit to either 114, 119, but I think it's going to drop down. I think it might keep going lower. I mean, the weekly looks like it wants to run, but I mean, I doubt that Zillow keeps running. I doubt that it bounces from here. I don't think it will. I mean, it broke trends too. It broke the weekly trend pretty easily too. Look at that. Like, you got your trend from here to here. Like, it broke trend back in March. It was retesting kind of sideways momentum, and then what? It retested, boom, dropped, and it's just been trading sideways ever since. If I had a guess, I'd say easy guess is down on Zillow. Watch, I can probably even take this off. Let me add the RSI in. Oh, sorry, wrong one. So let's go with. I mean, do we have any? Is there any divergence though? I'm trying to see if there's any divergence here. Yeah, I mean, there's no divergence, but if I had a guess, I'd say it's going down. I can probably say that it's gonna do something similar to this, because I feel like it might actually run to the upside because it does have a little bit of bull power. But I think ultimately it's gonna go down. I mean, it just looks super bearish. I mean, look at the month. It was actually like bear neutral here, and it went straight to bullish in July. So if I had to take a good guess, I'd say Zillow's going down. To be honest, I think it's definitely. I mean, if you want to buy long term, Zillow's good. I think Zillow's a great company, but I think shorter term, I think it's headed down. I honestly think it's heading down. I think Zillow's going down from here. It can definitely go back to maybe retest like $64 if we have another like decent drawdown. Because look at this, it's basically just a straight shot from here. There's no any actual support around here. It's all the support is back at like $65. If I had to take a guess, I'd say we're gonna go. I'd say it's looking down. That's what I think. I'd say Zillow is looking like it's going down. Where am I? There we go. Let me set it back to here. Yeah. I'd say Zillow is going down. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Zillow go down to like $100. Can I do some TA on Oracle? I haven't done Oracle in a while. Oracle. Do they have any earnings coming up? Oh, I guess I already have it set it up for a breakout. Oh, that would have been nice. Look at that. Perfect breakout to the upside. Look at that beautiful movement. You would have bought back, what, July 6th? You would have broken first TP this past week, possibly even running towards that second TP. Super awesome. So on the breakout, I mean, the breakout's there. I gotta get rid of all this crap just because. Wait. So again, starting from scratch. Close the week there. Basically just now adding support. Let me see. Support would probably be around here. The crazy part of Oracle is all the support is pretty close together. Yeah, so everything's all the support for Oracle is pretty close together, and we are touching down from $88. It looks like we're about to go on the bear side, but I mean, we didn't really do much last time we went bear, right? Like, look what happened. We trailed from what, 78 to what? So we dropped $3. What's a $3 drop from 87? It's like 83, 84. I mean, I can definitely see it doing something like this. I can definitely see, after this, because it basically did a retest of resistance. It's probably going to do something like this within this week, and then from here shoot up. I don't think Oracle's going down. There's a lot of momentum towards the upside. The month chart is super, super bullish. The month chart is crazy bullish. I would not be surprised if we see Oracle keep moving towards the upside. Look at that. You had a gap over here, filled it pretty quickly after a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, if I like Oracle, I think is going up. There's no reason for me to think that Oracle is going to stay on the low side. I mean, if I had to take a guess on where it's moving, I mean, there's no clear bottoms, no clear high. It's just kind of a consistent uptrend, right? So it's kind of hard to really look at where it's trading at. So high to low of right here, I'd say the next stop, it probably actually does this. I think it actually does this. Maybe goes up to 96 bucks. And then from there, it might actually retest down here at like 88 bucks and then start moving towards the upside of here. I think it does something like that. If everything plays out, I think this is what might happen. I think this week it goes down, retests like 83 bucks, somewhere around the support, goes up, touches that fib, comes down, retests previous highs, and then runs from there. If you wanted to do a breakout for this, you would have probably gotten in here somewhere. I don't think we can do a breakout anymore for Oracle, but I think it's an easy upside here. I don't want to say by calls, but everything is screaming like everything to me on Oracle is just, showing me signs of bullish movement. Like, look at that. The 50 EMA is above the 200, so that basically means that all we're looking for is buys. But like I said, for the weekly, it does look like we're gonna go bearish. But again, what happened last time when we were around the same area? All we did was really just trade sideways. So I wouldn't expect Oracle to drop significantly at all. I'd say for the most part, general momentum is gonna be Oracle towards the upside. I would be surprised if it drops down to something like 75 bucks. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think Oracle's gonna keep running. I mean, yeah, even right now, see, it's more of a consistent run towards the upside instead of retesting a trend. Because look at how many times it look at that. You have another trend starting from here to here, right? And then you have another trend from here to here that it broke. From here to here, it's not consistent, right? Look at that. Like, it's not consistent. I mean, for something like this, you might be able to use the Fibonacci. What is it, like the seashell or something, whatever? But it's just the trend isn't consistent. Instead of it being on a consistent line on an uptrend, you have something like this. Let's see if I can draw. How do I draw? There's no drawing thing? There has to be, right? Like a little notes, arrow, flag. Oh, here we go. You see how it's kind of just like in a consistent, like, it's like this, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it stays following this pattern. Because it doesn't look like it's following a trend. It's following a consistent linear growth, like towards the upside. It's a curved growth. So, I mean, you can expect it to do something like this. And then from here, go like this, and then go like that, and then go like this, and then go like that. So, I mean, Oracle looks like it's going to keep running. I think if it does something, it's going to do something like this. It just looks like it, honestly. And even on weekly bear momentum, like back here, for the week of May, it traded sideways, right? Just traded sideways. So I can see Oracle doing something like this. I mean, definitely in the longer term. So where are we here? Like what, November? I'd say buying like 6-month out calls for like $100. Those are probably gonna pay out, honestly. Those will probably pay out pretty nicely. So, Andrew, I hope that helps you out. I have weekly puts this week on it. Yeah, I mean, if you have weekly puts on Oracle, yeah, I can definitely see it going down back to like 83 bucks. I don't think it'll go lower than that because it's gonna. I think it's gonna stay consistent like this. I think you're gonna see Oracle do a curved linear growth pattern like that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Oracle up at like 120 in the next 6 months or so, possibly. But yeah, I think this next upcoming week, I wouldn't be surprised to see it at like $83. But again, it's not gonna trail down. It's most likely gonna be trading around this range. I think it'll probably trade around this price range. I think it'll probably trade here and then shoot up to the upside. That's what I think is gonna happen. I have been short bonds since last May, but I'm looking to exit soon. Congrats on your profitable long. Thank you, bro. Nathan Walton. Thank you. I mean, it's just I was honestly just looking at TA, man. If you looked at the 10-year, you would have probably done the same thing. But the 10-year and TLT are basically on reverse correlated charts. So if you look at if you go back, you can go back months. I literally went back years and years and years, and it's all the same thing. And until something proves me different, there's no reason for me to not be in a position, right? Like I can go back 10 years, and if every single instance for these 10 years, it kind of gives me some sort of estimate, there's no reason for me to not play a certain position. So I'm not necessarily long bonds. I'm short the yield. And the only way to actually play this is by longing bonds. So I hope you guys understand that. It's not necessarily that I'm long on TLT. It's more so that I'm short the yield, and I had no idea how to short it, or at least I don't have millions of dollars to go to a bank and do like a Michael Burry and be like, yo, I want to short yield, create me a position, right? Like make something for me so that I'm able to short the yield. I don't know how to do that. And the next best option for me was to long bond because was to long the bonds because the charts are correlated inversely. So that's the only reason why I played it. Can you do TA on coin? It's a cryptocurrency. The coin is in CoinMarketCap chart. is that millionaire thing, right? Crypto. Is it millionaire? There's a bunch of MMs here. Which one is it? Is it Is it multi-million? Is it mini-million? You have any idea what it is? I have no idea what is. So low roller coaster scratcher. If you can give me the exact ticker, like USD, something, I can definitely look into it for you. Could you look into ETN? Thoughts for this week? Seems like it's gonna break all-time high. So ETN, I think a couple people are in it, right? I know I'm in ETN for the breakout strategy right now. See what it looks like. I haven't looked at it in a while. Oof, that's a nice rally right there. So happy I'm in this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that nice fresh bull candle that we just closed for this past week. I love ETN, dude. I think ETN's gonna keep running. It looks perfect. And the thing is too, it's a consistent, gradual trend run, right? It's not like something crazy, but it's consistent. Look at that. It's just a consistent, gradual rise. It's not like, you guys know how I like my trends. I don't like my trends to look like this. I like my trends to look like this. Because if you have a trend that looks like that, like a straight shot up motion, there's a very, 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 very strong chance that you're gonna see it like shoot down like crazy. So I don't like my trends like that. I love my trends like this. Remember, when you're looking at trends, this is something right here. Also, I will be teaching you guys how to trade divergence. So look out for that video. It's basically a continuation. How to tell if there is a continuation of price movement. So if you're in a trend like this, it's how to tell if it's testing if it's testing support or trend support, it's how to tell if you should take the trade here. So it's if you should know if you should trade it here or not. And I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to do that. So that's a strategy that I haven't taught anybody, and I'll be releasing it on YouTube. I don't know, sometime whenever I feel like it. But yeah, ETN. I mean, I don't need to do too much TA on ETN, but I mean, I can tell you right now that it looks like this week is gonna be a pretty strong week. We had a gap from 152 to 150. So this past week, this is why we went back down, because to fill that gap, right? So it trailed down, made a gap, we shot up, and then we broke relative highs on July 19th, right? So we just made all-time highs again. We just made all-time highs. I think we're definitely set up to at least hit our first TP sometime in the next 2 weeks. I mean, the day chart is bullish. The weekly just closed a nice bullish candle, and on the monthly, we're still but look at that. We were actually trailing down, and we just created a nice, strong bullish candle on the monthly. But again, this is for July, so July's not over. We can definitely see different movement, but as of now, ETN does look bullish. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you see another big candle like this towards the upside. Like if we see another candle like something else like next week or 2 weeks, something like this, like I wouldn't be surprised if we see a candle like that in the upcoming week or two. Like so I wouldn't be like to see that. So I mean I would say, I mean I don't want to say 163 because this is just guessing on my part, but like I said, I would not be surprised if you see like a nice bull candle towards the upside. I don't need I can take that off. I don't need that right now. But I mean I don't think I need to do too much TA on ETN. Everything looks bullish. I wouldn't even. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not worried about ETN not hitting its what it's supposed to hit. So I hope that helps you, Soy Rigby. I'm in ETN too, and I think I got till I think September 20th, or when my contracts expire. But I think I think price hits within the next 2 weeks. I think we hit that at least first TP for ETN, but you never know. We'll see. Could you look at Matic? Yeah. I mean, I'll look at Matic. I haven't seen Matic in a while. I think Matic is like my second biggest position. Do I have anything on Matic? Matic FTX, Matic Coinbase. Let me see. There we go. I was worried for a sec. I'm like, where am I support and resistance? Like, I'm pretty sure I already had support and resistance for Matic, but it was on the Coinbase one. I'm gonna be honest. Monthly looks. Oh, you know what? I gotta go to. Which one has had it for longer? Let's go with Binance. Binance on the monthly. Ooh, that does not look good. Yeah, so monthly is definitely. Well, it hasn't closed yet, so I'm not too worried. Matic, Binance. I mean, on the daily, it looks like it's gonna go down. I'm not sure what else to tell you guys. Like we haven't had. Let me see. When was the last time we had something similar to this? We had it back here, May 19th. So May 19th, we had a perfect sell-off back here, from right here. So we had a perfect sell-off from May 19th. What was the lowest peak? We dropped what? $1.89 back then. I don't think we'll drop that much, but we are creating a perfect sell-off. So I mean, if you hold Matic, which I do, I'm a little worried because I mean, if here's the thing, I don't need to do TA on crypto all that much because every single crypto looks bearish. Every single crypto is bearish. The only crypto that I'm bullish on is Ethereum, and you guys can look at my most recent video on YouTube to figure out why. But everything is so bearish right now, dude. Like, there's no reason for me to be. Like, there's no reason at all for me to like be what's it called, for me to be bullish on any crypto. Like I would not like, I don't know, like I would not be able to give you a reason to be bullish on crypto. I mean, it broke this trend out of this trend on the daily, but look at that, broke trend, and it still trailed down, and it actually broke lows. I mean, I would not be surprised to see Matic at like under 40 cents. Like, I mean, I don't really need to do TA too much on all these positions because I think crypto for the most part is down. I think we see Matic at like, 80 cents again, possibly 40 cents. Like, I would not be surprised if we see Matic at 40 cents within the next couple of months. Like, it's just, I don't like doing TA on crypto because I'm a bear, right? I think all crypto is basically bearish apart from Ethereum right now. And Ethereum isn't even bullish. Like, right? Like, if we don't even know if Ethereum is actually bullish yet. It's barely going to close. In the next 3 hours and 58 minutes, Ethereum is going to close bullish on the weekly. But again, I have no idea what's going to happen. Just because it closes bullish doesn't mean it's going to run towards the upside. If anything, it can just kind of trade sideways right here and then drop bigly in the next month or two. So, Ethereum. Me being bullish on Ethereum is strictly on the fact that it's going to close bullish for the week. But again, that doesn't mean that it's going to stay bullish. Like it can definitely trade sideways, right? I mean, the only time that it created like a perfectly clear like buy-in signal was like way back, and it did like 100% gain. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does run up here, but I wouldn't also be surprised because it trades sideways and then goes down, just because literally all of crypto is bearish. So if you're gonna ask me like, hey, how's this crypto doing? Down, 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 down. I think every single crypto is gonna go down, unless I don't know about it. Like low roller coaster scratcher is talking about. The million token. I don't know what it's. MM coin. It is not available on TradingView. It is on CoinMarketCap website. CoinMarketCap. Let me see. Where is millions? Where do I search for it? Oh, here we go. And then there we go. What does it look like? Well, that kind of sucks. It's just been trailing down for a while. It hit. This is that one. Is this the one where that YouTube made, right? This is that YouTube creator that made this coin, right? Low roller coaster scratcher. This is that one YouTuber, right? I'm pretty sure it's a YouTuber that created this, right? When did it start? It started at 65. I mean, just looking at the chart, it looks bearish. I mean, why would I look at that? Consistent lows. Look at these higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. I mean, I would not be surprised if it goes back down to like $40. Definitely not surprised if it goes back to $40. I don't even need to do the chart all that much for a million. I think it's going down. Million definitely looks like it's going to be going down some more. Snap will run, continue, or are we back to old support? Snap? Let me look at Snap. It sucks because I think I had the chart set up for Snapchat, and it completely ran towards the upside. What is all this stuff? Oh wait, you know what? That's why I didn't like it. I think I already did TA on this. I said I would not be. I mean, Snap looks bullish towards the upside, but I said I would not be getting into Snap because look at this huge gap. I remember doing Snap. I think last time I went live, and I was like, no. I was like, it has a 15% gap, and the gap starts at $63, and I'm like, there's no way I buy into Snapchat. Look at that. Look at that gap. Look at that 15% gap. Hell no. No, hell no. I would 100% think that Snap is going to go down. There's definitely momentum. Because what do I tell you guys? If you guys see Snapchat or any other ticker basically doing some sort of like, never get in front of a moving train. And this comes back to stocks also. When you see Snap running like this, I can definitely see it keep running towards the upside. But again, personally, I wouldn't even touch Snap until it fills that gap. Once this gap gets filled, so if it goes down like this, fills this gap right here, I think it's going to run towards the upside. But again, I would not put any position in until it comes back and fully fills this gap at like $63. I would never get into Snapchat. Never. I wouldn't buy Snapchat right now. Bank of America, I'm bearish on Bank of America. I currently hold puts on Bank of America. I already cashed out on half of my puts on Bank of America. I think Bank of America is gonna tank. See, I already got a forecast in. Look at that. I think Bank of America is going down to $31 or like $28 at worst. Bearish month. We just made a bearish month. What happened last time we had a bearish month? Last time we closed bearish, what happened? So right now we're in July, so we haven't closed yet. But if we do close, look at this. Closed bear, went down $17. If we close bear this month of July, I definitely see us going down from peak highs down to like maybe 17 bucks, maybe like, I don't know. It doesn't look good. I'm happy I have puts on Bank of America. I'm 100% bearish on all banks. Wells Fargo, definitely bearish on Wells Fargo. Look at that. So many reasons. We have bearish divergence. We have the 50 MA touch rejection, hitting resistance, double top on the Stoke, downtrend on the monthly. Look at that. Wells Fargo has been trending down since February 2018. Why would I ever be long banks? Look at that. Retest. Perfect retest of the trend, down. Perfect retest of the trend, down. Perfect retest of the trend, down. We have the death cross. We have bearish divergence. We have the 50 MA touch rejection, downside. Look, I already have every single order block ready for when we actually go down. Look at that. 35 bucks first TP. Second TP 30. Third TP 23 bucks at worst case scenario. I'm bear on all banks right now. Bearish on all banks. Bearish on all banks. There's no reason for me to be a bull on banks. I think banks are going down. Tony, can I get a look at RKT? I have puts that I sold. Those puts are probably going to get filled, bro. RKT is trading down. Once it filled that gap at 23, I sold everything back here. So I didn't make it public. I didn't release a video. But as soon as it filled that gap at 23 bucks, I sold my position, my full position in RKT, and I bought really long dated calls. So as soon as we filled this gap at $21.86, sold everything. Sold all my shares right here at like $21.99. Sold everything. I no longer have a share position in RKT. I have long dated calls. RKT right now looks horrible, especially with the housing market, the crash, and everything else. I decided that RKT has F'd me for far too long. I bought long dated calls, so my calls are for, I think I have like 10 grand worth of RKT calls for 2023. But I think RKT is going down for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we see RKT back at $16.40 within the next 2 weeks. Retested trend, retested resistance support, like resistance right here, and we're about to create a bear trigger on the daily. The weekly, fully bearish. The monthly, can't even tell you because it hasn't been trading that long. 100% bearish on RKT. Until it breaks this trend, there's no reason for you to be bullish. If you're long on RKT though, this whole section, all this right here, anything under 1747, anything in this range, if you're long RKT, this is an amazing long-term hold for a buy. I would be, if I wasn't in other positions, I would 100% be buying RKT here. RKT definitely looks like it could dump a little bit lower, but anything here for RKT, if you hold this 5 years, 10 years, I would not be surprised if RKT is like at $100 in like 5 years. Not be surprised at all. I think RKT is a great company. It's just a shit stock. It's being shorted to like the fucking end of the world. So I hope that helps you out, bro. Yes, it is a tech lead YouTubers. Yeah, so it's going down. It doesn't look like it's going up. I think it's going down to like 40 bucks. TA on CNR, trying to build a bigger long position. It is a home building stock. CNR. I've never actually looked at this ticker. I mean, just based off of, oh, look at this. You know what? The thing is, though, you know what I hate about people trading patterns is that they would see this as like a cup and handle, right? So this is why I hate people that trade patterns on a candlesticks. I absolutely hate it because look at this pattern. People would say, oh yeah, it's forming a cup and handle, like it's gonna do this and then it's gonna run to the upside. Absolutely not. Whoever tells you this is gonna be like, whoever is trading based off of candle patterns is I don't want to say they're like 100% wrong, but it's wrong. When you see patterns like this, when you see lower highs like this, look at that. You had a clear test of these highs. You had a creation up here, and it just didn't work. Look at that. Previous high was up here. I mean, where has this gone? Where was? Oh, dude, what the heck? How far back does this go? Wow. Why would you ever have a long position in this? Why would you ever have a long position in Cornerstone? This chart looks ugly. This chart looks ugly on the monthly. I would not be looking at building a position. If anything, I think it's going to drop again. I would not be surprised if it drops, if Cornerstone drops again. Like a $15 drop. What is that? 72%. It looks like it wants to close bearish again. Look at that. 242 days. $72. Yeah, look at that. I would not be surprised if you see CNR in the next year go down to $5. I'll be completely honest with you. I think it's going to close bearish. It's going to create a perfect sell right here. Look at that. That's a perfect sell. Perfect sell right here. I can't do anything. Oh, damn it. I guess because I can't cross the charts, but it's a perfect sell. Look at that. We're going to create a perfect bear trigger on the reverse MACD. Clear tops on the stochastic. And then just look. I mean, it didn't even break previous highs. Look at that. Look at that. I think it's going down to $5 and what is this? $5.19. I think it's gonna trade somewhere around here. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably gonna go back to like. Let me see if I can find a solid support like right here. I'd say that if it trades down, I think it goes back to $10 and then probably bounces up. But I think minimum it goes back to $10. So if you're looking at a long position on CNR, yeah, man, I would 100% not look at CNR for a long position. I would not grow that position at all. If you have money to spare, buy Apple, buy Costco, buy Chipotle, buy Nvidia, buy Microsoft, buy Amazon, buy Google. Why would you ever waste your time on CNR? That chart looks really, really bad. It looks super bad, man. CNR does not look good. I'm sorry, but I would not be buying CNR right now. I think it's going to drop over the next year, right? You can definitely maybe swing trade this, but I would not be. There's way better stocks. If you're going to short this, great. But I would not be trading CNR. LM, still long on TLT. Yes, I'm still long on bonds. Still long on TLT. Costco continues to pump. You should do a Costco TA. I mean, Costco generally just goes up. You guys already know that I played Costco for the breakout. I made like what 100% on it. And look, it hasn't even hit the first TP, man. I haven't even hit first TP yet, and I made 100% on those calls. And you guys know that I don't like to be too greedy. So if I would have left, look at that. If I would have bought a little bit longer out for Costco, I can guarantee you Costco hits the fib. Just from momentum, it looks like it's going to go up to 440. I'd say within the next month, you can possibly see Costco at 440. I would personally not buy calls right now, just because there's a bigger chance that we can go down than up. But I should have at least held on to one call to let it run. 100%. Everything on Costco looks bullish. I don't even need to do TA on Costco. It looks nice. Domino's looks good. There's no need for me to do TA on Domino's. I think it's going up. Am I shorting Bank of America stock? Yes, I am. I am shorting Bank of America. I'm shorting Citi. And if for July we close bear on the monthly for Wells Fargo, I will be adding leap puts for Wells Fargo. So I already showed you guys my chart for Wells Fargo. I'm 100% bearish on Wells Fargo with no position. These are all the reasons why I'm bearish on Wells Fargo. But if, again, we do have that reverse MACD trigger for the bear side on Wells Fargo, I am not in any position in this, and I won't be until July 30th. So July 30th is the last trading day of July. If on July 30th, Wells Fargo ends up closing bear, me and a buddy of mine are going to be buying like $1,000 or $2,000 of puts a year out. We already built the strategy. We already know exactly what to do, but at least a year out is when I'm going to be buying it. Because look, my forecast is 150 days out from the highs of July 31st. So I think that 150 days out So by the end of this year, I would not be surprised to see Wells Fargo at $35. So that's why I'm buying a year out leaps puts for Wells Fargo, just because I think that it's going to go down only if we close the month of July bearish. But yes, as of right now, I am short Bank of America. I am short Citi. I am going to be short Wells Fargo if we close bear for the month of July. Thank you. Let me see. Are you shorting Bank? Yeah, so thank you. I sold Snap 50 cents from all-time highs on Friday, and I'm hoping it doesn't continue to run. Blessings to you and yours. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Again, Snap can definitely keep running towards the upside, but there's too much risk on the downside to fill that gap for me to even look at playing Snap at all. So I'm not saying it can't run. It definitely can go like super high, but I wouldn't play it personally because it's got that gap to fill. JP Morgan stock will go down since it's a bank stock related. Yeah, I think all bank stocks are going to go down. The only ones that I'm playing are Bank of America, Citi, and Wells Fargo. I think Wells Fargo is a piece of shit company, so I'm shorting it. Cryptocurrency will replace all bank stocks. It means cryptocurrency will pump this way. Bank stocks are tanking. Not necessarily. I mean, you have no idea how strong banks are. Even if their stock means nothing. It's just the price. Like bank stocks can go down to can lose like a 50% value, and they'll still have more power than crypto. You guys have no idea how much power banks have. No, there's no way that crypto. There is, at least in our lifetime, there's no way that banks replace. There's no way that crypto replaces banks. I can almost 100% guarantee that. No way that crypto ever replaces banks. Never. At least not in our lifetime. I mean, you can definitely have it replaced for like a small population. Like if, for example, if Coinbase offered me return on, like if they offered me an APY or things like that, I would definitely be okay with Coinbase holding my savings. But there's no way that crypto is going to replace banks. You guys have no idea how powerful banks are, even failing banks. JP Morgan, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citi, Credit Suisse, what is it called? What are the other banks? I don't know. You guys have absolutely no idea how strong banks are. Don't underestimate banks. There's no way that, I completely disagree. I don't think crypto is going to replace banks. Like I said, for a small population, yes. Not for everybody. Not for everybody. Definitely not. Feelings on rates. I'm holding MFA and it seems to be losing steam. Feelings on MFA. Yeah, I think all rates are going to lose a lot of steam, especially because I'm not saying that we're at the peak of housing. I definitely am not knowledgeable on housing, so I don't know what can happen with housing. But I would definitely say that housing related stocks are not gonna be doing well for a bit. So RKT, Zillow, Redfin, UMC, all the rates from all the banks, I don't see them really doing anything good for the upcoming years or so. Maybe that's just my opinion, though. You can probably go to somebody else that knows a lot more about housing than I do. Do you think Citi will go down? Yeah, I think Citi will go down. GME, I still think GME is going to go up. So the crazy part is, me and a friend of mine actually have a super crazy strategy for GameStop. And I'm not going to say it to anybody. I'm not going to release the strategy on GameStop until that actually happens. So when I actually do the strategy for GameStop, if it works, it's going to blow your fucking mind, dude. Like, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to be absolutely insane. And it took us days of thinking about this, like how to play this out. So it's gonna blow your absolute mind. And if he watches my video, so if he watches this video, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But the GameStop strategy, that if it hits, oh man, it's gonna be insane. But again, I would only talk about it if it works. I would not talk about it if it doesn't. Even if it doesn't work, I'll probably still release on what I think can happen. But for the most part, I do think GameStop is going to be going up. I think it actually just started its uptrend. Oh, look at Snow over here. Snow's doing great. Look at Snow for that break to the upside. So it didn't actually pass resistance. You guys can see that multiple touches of that 266, but it looks bullish. Where's it look on the daily? I mean, it looks like it might retest down. Quick guess is that it does something like. Quick guess is that it does something like this, and then maybe it shoots up. I don't think it's gonna trail back down anymore. Um, but my quick guess is that it probably comes back down one more time, and then runs to the upside. I think that might actually happen. But if you wanted to do the breakout on this, I think we can, right? I think we might be able to. Yeah, you know what? Technically, you can still play the breakout on Snow. Yeah, technically, you can still play the breakout. Everything is bullish. The weekly is bullish. The day might turn bearish, to be honest, but I would probably maybe still get into Snow. Yeah, because I mean, it broke relative highs, broke towards the upside. It retested. There's a lot of resistance, though. There's a lot of resistance on Snow. And it hasn't, I mean, I don't know. This one's kind of hard because there's a lot of resistance. Look at all that resistance for Snow towards the upside. I don't know if I would play Snow actually on the breakout. Let me take this off because I don't want anybody to play Snow. Um, I think it might just kind of trail sideways like this. But I think Snow has hit bottoms. I think Snow for the most part is going to be going up. I'm not gonna do TA too much on this because it broke relative highs. So I think for the most part, it's gonna be doing something like it'll probably just do this. It'll trade sideways and then it'll shoot up. I think that's what's gonna happen. If anything, if you want to buy long on Snow, I'd be buying around this range. Anything from 240 to 265, I think is a solid entry because even at these prices to all-time highs, which I think it will hit, you're looking at a 60% gain. So yeah, I definitely think if you're gonna hold Snow long term, I think it's a solid buy-in right now. I would definitely be buying into Snow if you're looking at long term holding. I think Snow is great. What's your best guess the market crash will happen? I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. The best thing that I can do right now is just take positions for a year out and see what happens. That's it. I have no idea unless there's an actual trigger. I don't think the market can crash. There has to be some sort of trigger. Last year you had the pandemic. In 2018, I think you had the China and U.S. thing going on. In 2008, you had the housing stuff. In 2000, you had the tech bubble. There has to be a trigger. Otherwise everything's gonna go up. In my opinion, I think the trigger could be another housing thing. It could be GameStop. It could be banks crashing or something. I don't know. But there has to be a trigger. Otherwise, there's going to be no market crash. That's my best guess. Can you do an updated TA of what's WFC? Updated TA of WFC. Is this Wells Fargo? Wells Fargo. I already gave you guys an updated TA on Wells Fargo. This is it. I don't need to update the TA. It's just down. I think it's just down. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm not gonna redo this chart. It's just down. Wells Fargo is down for me. So John, it's just down, bro. I think Wells Fargo is going down. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna redo the TA. It's just there's no reason to. I think it's just going down. Don't underestimate crypto as well. Kind of skeptical about your comment there. I mean, we all have our own opinions, right? We wouldn't have a market unless there was both bullish and bearish thinking, right? So, I mean, if you think that crypto can replace banks, then by all means, keep thinking that, right? Again, we will have our different opinions. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that, personally, I just think that, I don't think crypto will replace banks, honestly. I think banks are super strong. Regardless of what a lot of people think, banks hold like a lot of power. And I don't think you guys understand how much power banks hold. Um, I definitely think crypto is more like a people kind of thing. Um, but apart from that, I think crypto's great. I like crypto. I'm invested a lot in crypto. You guys have seen my portfolio. You guys have seen exactly what I like. But I don't see crypto replacing banks. I don't see how it's going to replace banks. there is, like I said, there might be a population that moves to crypto instead of a banking system, but it's not going to replace worldwide. Like for a lot of people saying that the dollar is going to crash and the dollar is going to burn and oh my god, the dollar is going to go down and crypto is going to take over everything. No. No. That is like the most skeptical thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Do you really think that the government is gonna replace the dollar with Bitcoin? That is like, if you think this way, you're gonna stay poor. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Like I love crypto. I love that crypto can have these massive returns. I've made a shit ton of money on crypto. I think you guys already know how much money I've made on crypto, right? But it's you have to keep your mind open, right? You can't lean toward one side over another. And again, I'm not leaning more towards crypto beating out banks, and I'm not leaning towards banks beating out crypto. I'm just looking at data. Look at the facts. Banks are so much stronger than crypto as a whole. I think banks right now are winning 100%, and crypto, well, I think definitely has a lot of room to grow. Definitely think that crypto can grow way more. I don't think crypto is going to replace banks. I don't think in our lifetime, to be honest. I just don't think it can happen. Maybe for our kids, definitely maybe for our kids. But as long as we have like, I don't like using this word, but as long as you have like boomers and stuff that are running the banking system, why would people that rely on the physical dollar replace the physical dollar with crypto? It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. AMD's been trading sideways for a year now. Could it break out? I'll look at AMD in a bit. Hey, bro. Hope you're having a great weekend as always. Your theories are hella nice, and the way you explain them is hella funny. Freaking love them. Do you mind if we get a GMETA? Thanks, boss. Thanks, man. I mean, it's really not like I don't want to say that they're like that I'm like well, I don't know. It's just the way that I think about things. I try to have the most common sense. There's a thing that I rely on. It's called the common sense theory, and it's based off of a book I read in college. And it basically just says, what is the most common sense thing that can happen for certain things, right? And that's usually what I use to do any kind of movement or any kind of trading. Like statistically, what is the most statistically possible thing that's going to happen out of all the information what is the best decision that you can probably make? And that's how I do my trading, and I hope that explains it super easily for everybody. And I think that I'm glad that it helps you guys out. I'm glad that I can explain it clearly, because I don't feel like I'm a good teacher at all. I feel like I'm a really bad teacher, and it's hard for me to teach people that be patient. But like I said, I think there's a lot of things that I think it's my thinking is based off of data and common sense. I guess is the easiest way to explain it. Also, GME trigger. I'm not gonna do a TA on GME because I don't think I need it, but I think this is happening right now. You guys can see every single time we've hit a run. What is it called? Every single time we've hit a run on GameStop, it's ran up another 2 weeks. I think we created bottoms on GameStop at 150, and I think we're going to start running towards the upside. Every single time that happened, candle upside, 1, 2, candles, again, running. What did we just do? We created a weaker bear momentum candle for GameStop. So I think we actually created bottoms here at 150, bull candle for the week ending, and I think next week is going to be bullish. I mean, I'm not going to go too much into the TA, but I think we already created bottoms at 152, and I think because we created that bull week for GameStop, I think the next move for GameStop is just up. I think the next move is going to be basically like this. That's what we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks or so, at least 2 weeks. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm still holding my shares, still holding everything. You're a good teacher. Thanks, man. I try to be. I try to be a good teacher. Holy shit, I'm already on for an hour. You know what? Everybody that joined me, thank you so much. Didn't realize I can lose so much time on this, man. AMC, if GameStop goes up, I think AMC is going up. Super amazing that everybody that came on. Thank you guys so much. Give this video a like, subscribe, tell your friends, your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, cousins. I've already been on here for an hour. I'm going to go hang out with my wife and my baby because I've been on here for, 59 minutes. So I'm going to head out. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you, everybody that joined the live. I will try to be doing this on a more frequent basis. That way I can just kind of, be live with you guys for at least an hour, maybe a week, maybe twice a week. I don't know yet. I'm trying to see what the next... I'm trying to see if I can have a consistent schedule. But again, thank you, everybody, for joining the live. I always appreciate you guys coming here. Always love talking to all you guys. It's crazy how I can lose track of time so fast, and it's already been an hour. Absolutely insane. I'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Have a great day, man. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for the next video.